18 unusual foods that the English love. English food is unusual to many people who are not from England. Britons may mock Americans for their supersized portions, but that's all tough talk coming from a country with food names like Chip Buddy, where the 5 pence increase in the price of a frog-themed chocolate bar had the nation rioting, and a jello is somehow acceptable to pair with ice cream. Long story short, British food can be confusing to the rest of the world. Before we begin this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more daily tips like this, and turn on notifications so you never miss our new videos. Now, keep watching for some unusual British foods that are just plain old weird. Number 18. Stargaze pie. The Cornish pie recipe features eggs and potatoes, but the most distinctive part of the dish is the sardine heads peering skyway through the crust. They're placed upright to allow the oils from the cooking to lead back down into the pie. The most baffling part of the dish is why the British Food Trust insists on describing it as fun as well as amusing to children. Number 17. Ice cream and jelly. Okay, I understand dishes like jelly fluff, a combo of evaporated milk and jello, came out of World War II era rationing and poverty, but there's no such excuse for serving ice cream and jello. Jello is literally the worst thing to become popular during the American 1950s, including McCarthyism and the threat of nuclear war, and it's distressing to see it flourishing across the world. Number 16. Mince pies. Mince pies are filled with mince meat, which doesn't always involve meat. While the traditional mince pies often had meat and suet, animal fat, in them, today's mince pies are just as likely to be vegetarian, containing only dried fruit and spices. Again, tasty concept, utterly confusing name. Number 15. Pudding is pudding, but that doesn't mean it's pudding. There is no standardized meaning for what pudding actually is, so you can have the typical pudding, which is baked, steamed, or boiled dessert, generally involving flour or eggs. Then, you've got your Yorkshire pudding, which is a savory, bready confection. And then, you've got your black pudding, which is definitely not a dessert, and is in fact made of blood. More on that later. Number 14. Chips with gravy. In Britain, this dish is called chips with gravy. In Canada, this dish, with the addition of fresh cheese curds, is called poutine, and emerged from the 1950s Quebecois culinary tradition. In every other part of the world, this dish is known as a mistake, or perhaps a coronary. Can you guess what type of sandwich English people eat that is most unusual of all? Well, stick around until the end and find out. Number 13. Time for tea. What's a day in England without a cup of tea? Afternoon tea, also known as just tea, is a light, special occasion meal, like North American brunch, taken between 3 and 5 in the afternoon. But high tea, also known as just tea, is what you can call the meal eaten between 5 and 7 in the north of England, Wales, and working class areas of Ireland. Number 12. Deepfried Mars bars. Believed to have originated from Scotland's Haven chip bar, the deep-fried Mars bar is a Mars bar frozen, wrapped in frying batter, and then fried. The dubious delicacy has gained worldwide notoriety since its introduction in 1994, including a hilarious condemnation from Mars, Inc., who said that deep frying one of our products would go against our commitment to promoting healthy, active lifestyles. Number 11. Spotted dick. This delightful treat is a pudding, British speak for dessert, made with suet and dried fruit. The spotted part of the name naturally comes from the fact that it's studded with raisins and currants. The other part of the name, well, we just don't know, and we'd prefer to keep it that way. Number 10. TV pickup. This UK phenom happens when enough Britons are watching the same show that them dashing off during a commercial break to make tea actually creates a strain on the national electric system. I can't think of anything more quintessentially English than causing an enormous national inconvenience by making tea. Number 9. Scotch Eggs. These Scotch eggs aren't exactly what you think they are. Like many British foods in England, this popular pub fare is not what it seems, or not what it's named. It neither involves Scotch in their cooking, nor originates from Scotland. Instead, Scotch eggs are eggs wrapped in sausage, coated in breadcrumbs and fried until golden. Like a matryoshka doll of cholesterol. Number 8. Black pudding. This definitely not a dessert sausage made out of beef suet, pork blood, and oatmeal was named a superfood last year for its high concentrations of potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Even though it's one of the best elements of English cooking, it's often called disgusting or strange by North Americans, too weak to Google what actually goes into a hot dog. It's good, you cowards. Number 7. Variety is the spice of life. Or not. Britain's reputation for bland dishes is tied to a whole bunch of different factors. But perhaps the funniest one is taste elitism. When Europeans started colonizing India and the Americas, spice got a whole lot cheaper for the average European. This aristocracy was not thrilled that plebs were now eating the same food as them, and decided the unseasoned food was the way to go. Gotta love England's logic. Number 6. Chips and curry. Despite 200 years of competition, the invention of chips and curry is somehow still among the least understood spins that Britons have taken on Indian culture. Number 5. Haggis. Making fun of haggis is too easy to bother with. Almost as easy as hunting the mythical wild haggis itself. The creature is native to the Scottish Highlands, and it has mismatched leg lengths, making it easy to hunt on flat ground. Just kidding. Haggis is actually made of sheep's innards mixed with onions and oatmeal inside the sheep's stomach. But the funniest thing about haggis is how many Scots have fooled unsuspecting tourists with the aforementioned story. And by the way, the dish itself is delicious. Number 4. Mushy peas. Britons claim up and down that this dish is delicious, which makes me wonder whether number 1, they've somehow evolved culinary Stockholm syndrome, or number 2, as I always suspected, Britain is an elaborate piece of performance art aimed at making non-Britons cry. Number 3. Fish finger sandwiches. British cuisine prostrates itself at the altar of carbohydrates, so perhaps it's unsurprising that the humbled battered fish finger has found itself a home within 2 slices of bread. This regional delicacy has sparked a debate about whether it's cheating to use fish fancier than budget fish fingers. Oh well, I suppose it's still better than fish fingers and custard. Number 2. Toad in the hole. Strange name, right? Well, it's a set of sausages nestled in Yorkshire pudding, which isn't really pudding. Yeah, it's complicated. Apparently, the name comes from the fact that sausages look like they're little toads poking their noses out of the holes in the ground, which is understandable if you've ever seen a toad. Now, here's a British sandwich that tops our list of unique British foods. Number 1. Chip Cobb. Also known as chip sandwich, a chip a batch, a chip roll, a chip muffin, piece and chips, a chip piece, or a chip sarnie. The famous British dish is a sandwich featuring French fries on a buttered white bun. In North America, it's known as the sandwich kids make at family potlucks when their parents aren't paying enough attention to stop them. What's the most unusual thing about British food from this video? Let us know in the comments section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit the like button and share with your friends. Also, subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.